watch
How?
this?
How?
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 Ew,
How do you watch this?
Dude, I'm gonna pee my pants.
Hi, you're listening to How Do You Watch This, a movie review podcast where each week we recommend a movie in the genre we love, but they don't. My name is Megan, and I love romance.
My name is Demi, and I love horror.
And this week, I had Demi watch the 2017 live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast.
Yep.
Demi's favorite movie.
It is.
It's top 10 for her. Top 10 for sure.
Top 10, for sure. Yeah, God, I have so much to say about this.
I know
this
you do.
movie.
I know you do.
My notes are massive. And it is a long movie. It is a long movie.
It is long. It is long.
It is 40-something minutes longer than the original animated.
Mhm.
Not needed. I'll tell you that much. All that content, not needed. But we'll get into it. So,
Mhm.
it is Beauty and the Beast. The thread, I think, is man turned beast or monster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. So, that
Yeah.
was a good thread.
Thank you.
2017. It is a PG movie, 2 hours and 10 minutes. It is a musical, and director is Bill Condon. And those are the facts so far. Okay, anything you want to say before I jump into this?
I don't know. Anything I want to say? Final words?
Final words.
Megan?
Before I knock this movie to the ground.
Listen, I know you're going to hate on it. I'm very aware. I'm ready. I think that we have very different perspectives, and I'm curious how low exactly you rated it.
Okay.
I'm very curious the degree at which you hated this. So
I see. I don't know. Maybe you'll agree or disagree with my review here. But I think
know
I gave
there's
it a
couple
fair
things.
review.
I
gave
think
it a
there's
fair.
a couple of things that we're going to agree on, and I know already a few of the things we won't.
Okay. All right. We'll see. All
Yeah.
right. So
Starting off hot.
We get a glimpse into the castle before the curse. So
Mhm.
we get a ball. It's like 18th century French fashion, which is probably the worst fashion style
Yeah,
ever.
I hate it.
It's like the white powdered face and the
Hate it.
intense pink blush, and everyone's wearing this, and they have the
Mhm.
wigs. You know, it's like cool, but not cute, you know?
No, absolutely not cute. I wish they would have done away with this bit because they do a lot to modernize the movie, and
Yep.
they do a lot to bring elements of the 21st century in, and then they do that. So there's things to me that they could have bypassed.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I get it. It's in France.
Yeah.
And they wanted to time it, but it's also like fantasy. I was
Right.
like, they didn't have to go fully into this, but if they were gonna go all in, go all in, and they didn't,
Yeah.
like you said. So
Yeah.
already starting off bad. We meet the prince, and he's played by Dan Stevens, which
Yeah.
is a strange choice. I'll be honest. I like him as an actor, and I think he did a good job with the Beast.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, I don't know. He already like looks old at this party,
Yeah.
and he's just, you know. He's
Well,
okay.
yeah, we'll get to it at the end, but
He's
I
okay.
think that he does look kind of similar to the cartoon a little
He does.
bit.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's where.
Yeah. Possibly. And I thought he's a good actor. It was just like an interesting choice. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. You know, when I think of a prince, the Beast Prince,
Mhm.
he's not a name I would have thought of, but
No.
you know, it's
Yeah.
fine. So everyone's partying, and an old woman comes into the party and is like, hey, can I join? Do you want this rose? And it was like weird. It's different than the animated a little bit.
Yeah.
The prince is like, ew, get out of my party. And he could have been nicer about it for
Yeah.
sure. But also, like, you know, this woman's just ruining his vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So he's being a real little cunt. And she's like, I'm actually a sorceress and I'm going to curse you. So she
Yeah.
turns into this beautiful sorceress woman. And he's like, oh no, please. And
Mhm.
she's like, mm-mm.
Mhm.
And she turns him to a beast. And not only that, but she curses the castle. And all the servants, the workers in there also get turned into objects.
Right.
So everyone gets fucked because he was being really rude.
Right.
And basically the curse is the only way to break it is to fall in love and be loved in return before the last petal of the rose falls.
Yeah, it's a pretty messed up curse because even though they try to explain it away in the movie, there's still no good reason for the servants who are being paid. Like, that is their job. They are there for a wage, have been punished. There's no reason.
Yeah, I think too, like, you would think it would encourage the prince to like rethink his like what happened, like really care for the
Mhm.
workers and everyone because like it affects everyone. So you would
Yeah.
think, I don't know if that was like the thought process of like, oh, he should realize the consequences of his actions, and
Mhm.
that affected more than just him.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like my thought, but yeah, the curse is really fucked up, and you
Yeah.
turn into like whatever your name sounds like. Apparently. Um, so then we meet Belle, our
Mhm.
leading character, and she's played by Emma Watson, which is also another strange choice. I think Emma is fine. She is pretty. That is the
Yeah.
baseline for Belle. But it feels like the creators were like, well, she played Hermione, and Hermione likes
Yeah.
to read. So,
I will be honest, like I don't think she's the best actress that there ever was. I was watching it very critically, knowing you don't like the choice of her
mhm.
as Belle. The first time I watched it didn't bother me at all. This time
Yeah.
around, I was like, I didn't like. If I'm paying very close attention to her acting style, it wasn't my favorite in alignment with Belle,
Yeah.
but it
It's interesting because I do think she's a good actress, but she was like really bad in this, and I don't
yeah.
know why. There was like a disconnect.
I think it's because you're playing opposite CGI, basically.
Probably,
You're not
yeah.
like, I mean, she even says that be our guest in that scene. She's just sitting at an empty table. Like that's how they're
Yeah,
filming it. And so that's really challenging. That's super, super hard.
right.
So
Especially
I
coming from like Harry Potter, where so much of it was just practical. Like there was the
yeah.
CGI, but like a lot of it was practical, and doing Disney live action, 99% of it is just CGI. So
Yeah.
I don't blame her for that. And yeah, she isn't great in this movie, but I blame more of the
I know.
directors
Vocals.
and all that stuff than
Oh,
her
okay.
herself.
I thought you were gonna be upset about vocals, but I'm sure we'll get
Oh,
to
that's
that.
bad too. No, that's
See, the vocals weren't that bad in my opinion. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible.
the thing is like they're fine. It's just obviously auto-tuned, and
Mm.
in comparison to actual singers, it's like obvious that she does not sing. And it just irritates me when they hire actors who don't sing
Yeah.
in roles with singing.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's like, why? There's a lot of
I mean, that's the thing with all things in Hollywood. Why do they make the choices they make? It's because they're going for the big names. They want
yeah.
the big names. They want a certain draw in. And
Mhm.
so often they don't go with a better choice just because they are looking for the thing that's going to grab the most attention. Yeah.
So the song Belle, that's this song. She's singing how she's living in a quiet village and everything's the same thing every day, and she's just bored of it. And everyone else is singing how Belle is weird because she likes to read, but she's also like very
Mhm.
beautiful. And that doesn't sound like much of a problem, but
Yeah.
apparently it is in this small town. So
Well, that's not the
um,
only reason they think she's weird in this adaptation. Part of the reason she's weird is because she's an inventor and she's doing strange things and like having a donkey do her laundry instead of
mhm,
so like she can read and she's teaching other girls to read and they're bringing in those aspects of like
mhm.
illiteracy and like how women shouldn't be educated, those aspects into it
Yeah,
as well.
which is really, I don't know, stupid in this movie because
Yeah.
this is the scene. So she's teaching a young girl to read, and the villagers, two of them say, quote, "Teaching a girl to read isn't one enough. We've got to do something." Spoiler alert, they don't do anything about it. They're just like, women and reading can't
Well,
do that.
they do. They knock all her laundry onto the dirt, so she
Uh,
has to start over again.
okay, all right.
Yeah, so they do something. They do something really lame, pretty horrible. They
It
have
just
to restart, but
the villagers are done so bad in this movie because they make no sense,
yeah,
right? Because you have these villagers that are supposed to be very like, you know, reading is weird, Belle shouldn't read because she's a woman, blah blah blah. Yet they don't like Gaston as a person,
what do you
and
mean they love Gaston?
they do not like Gaston because LeFou had to pay people
Well,
to
that's
sing with
true.
him. So they do not like
I
Gaston
don't
except for
know
the
though.
three women.
I don't know if that's necessarily true. I
Mhm,
think that they. I don't think I agree with you. I did notice him paying them off, which was hilarious. But I think
mhm,
he paid them to be like boosting his ego and to like do that. But if they didn't like Gaston, they wouldn't have followed him to the castle at the end.
Yeah. Well, it was either follow him or a beast lives nearby, you know? I think Gaston is, oh God, there's so much wrong with this movie.
Oh my
'Cause,
god.
all right, in the animated, everyone loves Gaston, and we can talk about Gaston now because he shows up. And
Yeah.
Gaston is played by Luke Evans, which is a
Mhm.
fantastic choice.
Yeah.
And
Do you know
yes,
he had to wear fake teeth for this because apparently his canines are longer than the rest,
no
and they were
way.
like, he's gonna look like a vampire. We can't do that, so we had to wear fake teeth.
Oh my God. So he was the perfect Dracula in that
Yes,
one movie.
exactly.
Okay, that's really funny. And LeFou is played by Josh Gad, which is another fantastic
Dude,
choice.
I am so obsessed with it. It was literally like that's the best. I think it's the best role in the entire movie.
Yeah, they're easily the best characters in the movie
Yeah.
and the best reason to watch this movie.
Yeah.
If I had to watch this movie, it's for them because they're so good.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's crazy how good they are. And they both have backgrounds in musical theater, by the way. And I think that's why they did a really good job
Yeah.
because they have that background.
Do
So
you know
comparing the.
they also their like chemistry was so good. The director let them go off script and kind of improvise, and a lot of the like best lines in the movie are improvisations.
That's awesome. Yeah, they truly were fantastic. And it's a shame that like I really just wasn't vibing the movie because I really thought they did a good job. And I feel like that's a common thing in a lot of the live actions. There's like always someone or something that I'm like, oh, I really like that. Unfortunately, everything else is kind of like muddied and doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
But Gaston is a very handsome soldier. He's a captain and he wants to marry Belle because she is as beautiful as he is. So he's like, she's perfect. And also, she doesn't like him. So he likes that chase. And that's pretty much it. You know, that's just Gaston in a nutshell. The gist of it is that he's just a brute, you know, like he is a beast, but he doesn't look like one. And for me, I think that's really important as to why the villagers love him. Because he is handsome, they don't care that he's a fucking asshole. And I feel like that doesn't come across in the live action. And I think that's like part of the point of the movie. So for me, I feel like the villagers were done pretty bad in the live action because they just like didn't really make sense. There was just a lot of conflict. I know people are, there can be good and bad people in the village, but I think they should have just kept it more like the animated where they were just like, yeah, Gaston's like the coolest guy. Why wouldn't Belle want to be with him? And Belle is the only like sane person in this village, and her dad, kind of. So Gaston approaches Belle multiple times and she's like, no, I don't like you at all. Like, this is never going to work. I'm never going to marry you. And she's definitely more forward and presenting that than in the animated. In the animated, she's more like, no, it's okay. And so this Belle, live action Belle, is just a little bit more, she likes to say more of what's on her mind. And I like that. I did like that she was like that. I like that she was a bit more of an inventor like her dad. I thought that was a cute little thing to add to her. And so the song ends and she just wants adventure, right? She wants to go out there and she's a reader. So of course she's reading about all these things and romance and stuff. So that's what she wants. Yeah. So we meet her dad, Maurice, and he's played by Kevin Kline. There's a lot of people in this, and I wrote them all down.
There's a lot of big names.
So, and this aspect of the movie, I think, is the dumbest part. She keeps asking about her mom.
Yeah.
In the animated movie, her mom's not in the picture. It doesn't fucking matter. Just like any Disney princess mom, she fucking died, probably.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
And the dad, like, tells her a little bit, but he doesn't really tell her what exactly happened to her mom. No one fucking cares. It comes up again.
No, I agree with you. I don't really care about the mom.
No one does. I think Disney, this is what they like to do with their live action is they like to think, what did people question or what did people not like about the animated? And they must have thought like, well, people probably wondered what happened to Belle's mom, even though no one wondered that.
I think there was an intention of building backstory for all characters in this one where they tried to build the Beast backstory as well, like explain away why he was a bad person or whatever. I think all the extrapolating on these was unnecessary. Those were my deleted scenes, were like the flashback scenes where they go into their history and stuff. I didn't need it.
Yeah, I think too the whole thing where someone can be an asshole because they're an asshole.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to have this tragic backstory. Some people, yes, but some, no, they're just like spoiled, and that's what I always thought the prince
Yeah.
was just this spoiled fucking brat.
Yeah.
And this movie, yeah, they try to explain it a little differently, and I'm like,
Yeah, and I think
I
it
don't know.
actually kind of takes away from the story by saying,
Hmm.
oh, well, he was basically what they're saying in this movie is that his mother died from illness at a young
Hmm.
age, and his father, who was an asshole, raised him to be an asshole, basically.
Yeah.
But I think basically in that way, it's punishing him for something kind of outside of his control. He didn't have control for how he was raised. He didn't have control. This is the insulated world he was in.
Hmm.
He thought this was normal. He thought this was how to act. And so for me, I think it's worse for his punishment to be being turned into a beast than if he was just an asshole. And if we didn't have that explanation, like now you just kind of feel more bad for him.
Yeah, I just let him be an asshole,
Yeah.
Like he needs to learn to not be one. That's the point. But, of course they couldn't do that. They had to make the beast so likable from the start. Everyone has to be perfect. All right, so then Maurice, her dad, has to go to some inventor convention or something. I don't remember. And he's like, what do you want? I can bring you back something. And she just asks for a rose, which is a nice little um, nod to the original Beauty and the Beast tale. And so he's traveling, he gets lost, and ends up at the castle after being chased by wolves. As he's getting close to the castle, it's also snowing. I think the only reason they did that is because they didn't want Belle to be there for months, like an animated series,
Yeah.
an animated movie. But whatever, I guess. So Maurice goes inside the castle. He doesn't see anyone, but you can hear some speaking. So you can tell that like some of the objects are talking, but you don't really see anyone yet.
Mhm.
There's some food out for him. He starts eating it.
Yeah. Well,
A little wild.
yeah.
And then
I guess it's the time in the 1700s. You're like, strange
Yeah.
food. I'll do what I have to do.
Take food where you can get it. And then a small teacup named Chip starts talking, and Maurice is like, "Well, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here." So he leaves, but he decides to grab a rose for Belle before
Mhm.
leaving, and this is what causes the beast to capture Maurice. So Philip, the horse, or Philippe,
Philippe.
whatever, French, runs back home like a good boy, and Belle's like, "Where's my dad?"
Yeah.
And is like, take me to him. And he is a good boy and takes Belle to the castle. She finds her dad locked up, and we get our full look at the beast this time, and I don't like it. I don't think
Okay.
he's beast enough. I think he is just like basically a hairy man with horns, and I feel like, yes, no, he looks too human.
Dude, he's not human though. He's very
Dude.
obviously a beast.
No, look at him compared to the animated, for real.
No, I'm not comparing him to the animated because that's a cartoon.
Yeah, but like, okay, even in the animated, his brow was like hunched over, right? Beastly like. His fangs were protruding out from the bottom, and he had the horns. He was walking on like all fours, more like
Okay.
animalistic, and
Okay.
this version is more like human-y. He like
Yes,
his
but
face.
we have to convince the viewer that this woman can fall in love with an animal man.
No, the point
Yes.
is that he is so hideously a beast that no one would love him, and that is the point of the curse. So why would they make him look kind of attractive?
Okay, first of all,
No, that's not the point.
Yes, it is.
Just saying that he is supposed to be a beast, okay? It's not enough. And I
Oh
don't
my
like the thing, oh, he's more
God.
human looking, so it gives an excuse. So
I
what? She's
think-
supposed to fall in love with the inside, not the outside,
Dude,
and be
if
like,
you s-
well,
I don't know. I think that if it was like an actual creature thing, I don't know how you feel like romantic love for.
he's literally like a werewolf. He looks like a werewolf in the original. That's like his look.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it right now. I don't think
I'm not saying to like have sex with him. I'm just saying that it's a better design, right? Yes, agree or no? What is a
ori-
better design for a beast?
I don't know, man. I
Be
don't
honest.
know.
Be honest, Megan.
I'm trying, but I think it's so different to go animated and live action. There are things about the animated that I think were better in the animation. Yellow dress. We're gonna talk a lot about the yellow dress.
Oh, we will. Yeah. But we're just talking about the Beast right now.
No, but I'm like looking at the Beast right now, and
Mhm.
I think it was a good, like the animation of the Beast is good.
Yeah.
I think that it was like a good design and stuff like that, but I just think translating it
Mhm.
into live action, I have no problem with him being slightly more humanish. Like for me, that's a non-issue.
Yeah. It's fine. I think that they could have pushed it more. But like you said, I think they only did it because they're like, well, it has to make sense. And it's like, no, it doesn't, because the point of the movie is that she falls in love with
He's
a fucking
still a
beast, a
beast, though.
monster.
He's still
He's
a monster.
literally just hairy. He's literally just hairy. Yes.
No.
Yes, with horns.
No. Notes taken. Grosser the better. I'm gonna let Brett know.
He already knows. Yeah, he already knows. He knows my preference for sure. So they also like deepened Dan's voice for the Beast, which I did not like as well. So honestly, a lot didn't work with me for the Beast.
Right, of course.
In like every angle, not just like visually, like personality, like everything. I just really did not like this Beast, and we'll get into that. So.
More?
Yes, I'm very passionate about this, okay?
I know.
I'm not over talking about the Beast. It is far from over. Okay, so Maurice is in a cage. Belle's
oh my
like,
god, we're still at like the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, I have most to say about the beginning because that's where we first see everyone, and then everything else is fucking skipped.
Okay.
So Belle's like, I'm gonna take his place, and the dad's of course like, no, the fuck. So she's like, well, at least let me say goodbye to him. So she goes to hug her dad and then pushes him out, takes his place. The Beast is like, why would you do that? Because that's her dad, you fucking clown. But he also had an abusive dad, so.
Yes, exactly. He doesn't know.
So they throw Maurice out. He's like, all right, bye. Like, I got your daughter. You can go. So then we officially meet Lumiere, played by Ewan McGregor. I had to look up how to say his name. And
my man.
Yes, I do really like him as Lumiere. And Cogsworth is Ian McKellen. Never liked Cogsworth, but I love Ian, so
Sir Ian McKellen turned down the role of Cogsworth in the 1991 movie, and he regretted it so much that the moment the opportunity arose in 2017, he was like, yes, gimme.
Funny. Yeah. That's fun.
And Lumiere, or Ewan McGregor as Lumiere, he struggled a lot with the French accent. And he said his Scottish accent kept slipping in, and it made Lumiere sound, quote, and this is what he said, he accidentally made Lumiere sound Mexican, and he had to re-record all of the dialogue.
No.
Yeah.
I did really like him as Lumiere, and yeah, so, you know, Lumiere is a candlestick, if you don't know. Cogsworth is a small clock. Lumiere is like the charming, fun guy of the castle, and Cogsworth is like his little angry, bitter friend, and they're always like hanging out. So they let Belle out, and this is something else I don't like about this part. They let Belle out, and they're like, hey, you have like a better room. The Beast is like, you can go wherever you want except the West Wing. And I prefer the Beast telling Belle, like in the animated, because animated, I feel like we don't get a lot of moments of him trying in this version, whereas in the animated he was like, you can go wherever, just don't go here. And I feel like hearing it from, like, if I was Belle and I was hearing it from objects, I'd be like, I don't believe you. That man is gonna kill me if I walk around. I agree. So I felt like that was like a little weird change, but I think they wanted more content with these characters. Okay, so she goes to her room. We meet the rest of the objects. I'm just gonna name them now. Okay. So we meet Mrs. Potts, who's played by Emma Thompson, and her son Chip, the little teacup. And then we have the wardrobe, whose full name is Madame de la Grande Boucher, played by Audra McDonald. Cadenza, the piano, played by Stanley Tucci, which I did not realize was him. And then Plumette, the feather duster, who is now a bird feather duster for some reason, played by Gugu Mbatha-Raw. I think that's how you pronounce her full name. So these are all like the main object characters. And I had an argument with Brett while watching this movie because he thought every object that moved was a person turned into that. And I was like, no, It's just the castle is magical and there are objects that move, but it doesn't mean that person was turned into it doesn't mean those were people turned into objects. It just means that it's moving. And he was very like, felt I was wrong about that until the very end when people started turning back. And the cart that Mrs. Potts is constantly on that moves didn't turn back. So I was like, I told you.
I win.
Yeah, so I was like, please, I know this movie, okay? And there's also a dog. That's a Ottoman. So those are that's the main group. So they're all being really cool with Belle because they're like, she could break the curse, so like let's be really cool with her. And they tell the Beast, like, you know, be nice to her, she might be the one. And he says, she's the daughter of a thief. Bro, Belle is probably like the hottest chick you've ever seen.
Right.
And you're straight up gonna be like, I don't know.
But he was born a prince, though. He's still a little bit...
How many years has it been? And he's
I
literally
don't know.
gonna deal with being cursed. I think in the movie, in the animated,
it's like 100, right?
No, it's not 100. It's like 10, I think. About 10
Hold on,
years.
I'm gonna look it up.
Okay.
So... Yeah, so you're right. In 91, the 1991 one, in the song Be Our Guest, Lumiere sings 10 years we've been rusting. So it's been 10 years.
Okay.
In the live action, it's only been a few years.
Okay.
There's no mention of 10 years. We just know that time is going quickly.
Okay. So yeah, so you're cursed. All your servants are cursed. A hot babe walks into your castle and you're gonna be like, I don't know.
Right.
I just like, for me, it's just he's constantly saying shit where I'm like, why would you be so picky right now? Like, I know you're a prince, but like,
right.
Be so for real.
Dude,
So
I just in my research really quick though,
Yeah.
I have to say the Beast at the age he was cursed in the animated version, 11.
Yes, technically. Yeah.
That's just so gross. I'm devastated. I'm furious.
Why?
Dude, why? He's first of all, he's 11. He's so young. Second of all, that doesn't make any sense. Then so Chip, in theory, what was he? A fetus?
That's the whole thing. I think they just didn't age. That's the only way it would make sense.
So the servants don't age, but the Beast does? Because the Beast has to age. So he's going through puberty as a Beast?
I feel like it doesn't make sense that way. In my head canon is that they just didn't age because, the Beast would have been too young. And it just like, even in the intro, the stained glass, he's like an adult showing, like, meeting the witch. So it just like doesn't make sense in that way. And I know they had like a prequel movie and I forget how young he was in that. How old they showed him. But I don't know. My head canon is that they didn't age at all because Chip would, like, I don't know, objects versus Beast. Maybe there's different rules, but like
the Beast can't have been 11.
I don't. Yeah, I doubt that. But it's 10 years. Imagine 11-year-old kid getting cursed for telling a old woman to fuck off. Yeah. So the object crew convinced the Beast to invite Belle to dinner, and the Beast is like, "Hey, you should come eat dinner," and she's like, "No, fuck off," and he's like, "Fine, then starve." And that's the same in the animated. He's like really pissed off with her. He just has anger issues, which, he's an asshole. Like, that's just like what he is. So he's being real fucking rude, and the objects are like, God damn it. So Belle at this point is planning her escape. There's a window. She's like, I'm just going to tie a bunch of linen, whatever, and create a rope and get out. We jump back to the village, and Gaston is in the tavern or whatever. He's feeling really upset about being rejected by Belle. Yeah. Silifu's like, hey, let's sing a song about how cool you are.
So great.
And it's the best. It's like genuinely so good. And they kill it, obviously. And so they're singing. Gaston feels great about himself again. And then Maurice ends up coming in and is like, help, my daughter is being held captive by this beast. And everyone's like, okay. Because they already think Maurice is a little out there. Right. Like, he kind of is. Yeah. And Gaston's like, well, I'll help you. Because he wants Belle. So he knows what he's doing. So then he joins them on the path to walk, towards the castle. But when Maurice went, a tree fell over and blocked his path, and now the tree's like fixed, so he's unsure where to go. And Gaston's like losing his patience, and he's like, I'm helping you because I want to marry your daughter.
Yeah.
Maurice is like, you're not gonna marry my daughter.
Right.
So then Gaston knocks him out, like punches him, and then ties him to a tree to get eaten by wolves, which is like really fucked
So
up.
crazy.
And I was like, oh my god. And even LeFou was like, ugh,
Right.
that's, maybe not do that. But
Yeah.
Gaston's like, fuck it. Fuck him. So that's what happens. And then we're back with Belle. Mrs. Potts goes to make some food, and of course they put on a show, so
Yeah.
Be Our Guest plays, and this is, the one scene where I was like, Emma's acting really bad, but I
Yeah.
also know that she's looking at a green screen this whole time, so I
Yeah.
do not blame her for that.
I was so hyper aware of it because of knowing that she's acting against nothing. It's not good at all. And like they make it seem in things I've read, like the crew did their best to like keep her laughing and smiling. And I was
Mhm.
like, I don't know. It doesn't seem authentic at all.
Her
But-
face the whole time is,
Yeah. And I do feel like, I'm going to be honest, like, I feel like a better actress could. Like, I do feel like there is someone
Yeah.
out there who could. But
I mean, think of like the Avatar movies. They're in full mocap. The whole thing is literally green screen.
yeah.
And like there's definitely people that could act better. And
Mm,
I think she is a good actress, but I
Yeah.
think it is a skill, like it's a different
Yeah.
thing. And I think for her, she just like really couldn't grasp it. And that's just like what it is. But,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be focused on the flying food and shit this time
Yeah.
anyway. So, they're singing a song and it's fine. I think a thing with the live action is that they make everything so hyper realistic that a lot of times it just kind
Yeah.
of feels empty. And I feel like with this scene, like everything's so real, and I'm just like, it doesn't have that magic of the animated, but
yeah,
it all
I agree.
is hard to encapsulate that.
Yeah.
Live action does better with the live
Yeah.
actors. So, but it's fine. I think the biggest critique I have is why Plumette is a bird. Do you know, like, if that was a popular style of feather duster?
I don't know.
And she's like flying. It's like weird. I don't know.
I don't actually. I wasn't clocking that. Was she not a bird feather duster in the animated?
No, she was just a normal. She looked like a
Feather
French maid as a
duster?
feather duster.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, it was a interesting choice, and I'm like, this is
Mhm.
dumb. But okay, sure. She can fly now, so I guess that's cool for her. Belle, after dinner, decides she's gonna go into the West Wing, and I feel like
Yeah.
I'm on the Beast's side with this
Yeah, she's
situation
being
because
stupid.
he's
Like,
literally
let's-
like, you can go anywhere in this castle. Like, there's
Mhm.
probably an in-ground swimming pool somewhere. And
Right.
she decides
Yeah.
she's just gonna go into one forbidden area.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's stupid. I think they're trying to play into her curiosity as an inventor, but no.
It just like never made sense for me, other than plot needs to move. So it is what it is, It's
Yeah.
she's just doing it. So she goes West Wing. It's his room, and at that point, I would have been like, oh, I'm gonna get out of here. It's his bedroom. Like, why
Yeah.
am I gonna? It's a beast. It's a monster. He can literally eat me. She doesn't know anything about this fucking monster. Like, he could literally eat her. But so she goes in. She sees the rose that's like really withered. There's only like 2 or 3 petals left. And it's in like this glass case. And she goes close to it, and the beast shows up. And he's like, what are you doing here? And he starts screaming at her. And she's freaking out and runs out. And
Mhm.
it's fair. It's a scary moment, but
Yeah.
also, bitch, you shouldn't have been there.
All right.
So she's like, I need to get out of here. I'm so over this. And like leaves. She gets on Philippe.
Yeah.
And of course, the wolves that hunt near the castle start going after her.
Right.
And she's defending herself. And the beast comes out and protects her from the wolves,
Yeah.
but he gets hurt
Yeah.
pretty bad. So she decides to not keep running and help him on the horse and bring him back
Mhm.
to the castle.
Yeah.
So this is like the first part where they start being nice to each other.
Yeah.
So, like you said, Mrs. Potts explains to Belle that he wasn't always unkind, and
Mhm.
it's like stupid. But she's helping him, and it's like being a dick still to her.
Yeah.
So I probably would have been like, I'm getting out of here while he's hurt. I brought him back, so
Yeah.
that's I did my good duty here.
Yeah.
But, she stays because she's a nice person. And she likes the objects. She's talking to them and she's asking like what happened, and they don't go into detail the curse because obviously like love has to break it, so
Yeah.
Belle can't know that.
I feel like they gave away way more than I thought that they would have been allowed to. But
Yeah, I guess they could have just told her everything, but yeah, they told her pretty much everything
yeah.
except how to break it.
Mhm.
Exactly. So, but Belle wants to help but doesn't know how
Yeah.
exactly. And they're like, "Don't worry about it. You know, we'll handle it." So then this point, Belle is reading to Beast while he's resting and he starts quoting it and they realize they both like Shakespeare. So cool. I
Yay!
love that. And
And
she's
they're
like,
quoting A Midsummer Night's Dream,
"Thank
which
you."
you're welcome, which is the story in which a Shakespeare character gets turned into a donkey. So,
Mhm. Yeah. So she's like, "My favorite is Romeo and Juliet." And he's like, "Garbage." And I'm
which
like,
honestly,
"What?"
fair. Romeo and Juliet is garbage.
Listen, it's not the best, but like, why would you be so shitty
I
to this
mean,
woman who brought you back? At least
yeah.
be like, you know, there's some other
Dem,
better ones.
no, there's
Yes.
no way that if you disliked some, like I'm imagining you sickly on your deathbed, and someone's like, "Do you know what my favorite is?
No.
I love the movie Barefoot," and you would be like, "Garbage!" You're gonna tell me that you would be like, "No, you're a strongly willed woman. I
No.
know."
This situation, literally, like, the Beast was rescued by this woman that he probably should help, like, use for the curse, and he's gonna just, like, shit on her so immediately. And that's not the word. Like, fine, you can say you dislike it. That's fine. Romeo and Juliet is not great. But he's like, "I'll show you something better." And then they completely ruined the library scene. So they go into
Oh
the
yeah,
library, and he's like, "I have this. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is like amazing." And he's like, "You can have it if you want."
yeah. I know. Yeah, I know. It's way more romantic in the animated movie. I agree with you.
Because, like, by this point, the Beast is like really feeling Belle. Like, he is like, she is the best thing that's ever happened. He's like obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm going to gift her the library because she loves to read." That's so cute. That's amazing. This Beast is like, "I don't need this. Fuck it.
I
You can have it. I don't care."
I don't see. I didn't read it that way. For me, it was a little bit more like toned down, where he was almost sort of fighting his feelings, which is what it is. Whatever.
Yeah, I just really didn't get, and I think a lot of it too in the anime, he's talking to the objects about Belle. Like, he's really like, you know, telling them like how he feels. And in this one, like, he just like, we don't get any of that. And it
Well,
feels
we get a little. We get a little, which is like
when,
my favorite, is when he's taking a bath and he's like ranting about how
oh,
he
that's
invited
like
her to the
way
ball.
later though.
But I'm saying, like, we do
Yes.
get a little, but
Yeah.
not like that's so enjoyable and so fun. I would have loved more of that and
Yeah.
less of like her being magically teleported to when she was an infant.
Yeah, the by the ballroom, he's definitely like, she is it. But in the live action, it was hard for him, like for me to kind of understand when he's starting to like feel for her. And I just feel like, and it is a longer movie. Like the animated one is shorter, so of course things had to move quicker. But I just feel like the Beast was so much more like, um, I don't know, like kinder, quicker, and was like really trying to impress her. And I just felt like I just wasn't a fan of the attitude of this Beast. And it felt like his switch was just a little like too quick and didn't feel supernatural. But I think the library scene was really awful in the live action movie. So then we get to the worst, somehow the worst scene of this movie. This is my deleted scene.
Okay.
And Beast is like, the enchantress gave me this
Yeah.
book and it can take me wherever I want, but it's a joke because I'm a beast. I can't go anywhere. And I was like, why would she give you this powerful freaking book?
It didn't make sense. No, I didn't like that addition into this. That was the worst, and I agree. Even back when I first watched it, that was my deleted scene because
Yeah.
it's just like boring.
It's weird too. You know, it kind of like breaks. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Belle's like, "Oh, I want to go to here," and it's where she used to live with her parents when she was an infant.
Mhm.
They learn from looking around that her mother died from a plague and the father had to leave to protect Belle. And then they sing the worst song. Fuck, what's it called? It doesn't matter. It's like
It
such a
doesn't.
horrible song. And it's just like, it's just bad. I did not like that scene at all. So I guess they're bonding though, you know?
Yeah.
We go back to Maurice, who's tied up, and he's found by Agatha, the hermit spinster of the village, who's
Yeah.
obviously the fucking enchantress,
Yeah.
if you have a brain cell. And so she rescues him, and I'm just like, she's living in this town, and Gaston's like such a dick, and she would never thought to like try and curse this motherfucker. Like, what is her purpose? Like, why is she hanging out in his village? I figured she was just like a traveling fucking curse bringer, you know, to
Yeah.
like curse shitty men.
Yeah.
And she's just like hanging out.
I think she's like watching over the village to see how the curse plays out. And I don't
Mhm.
know why she doesn't curse Gaston. I don't know if she's like, maybe she has a limit. Maybe it's one curse per decade or something. I don't know.
I don't know why
agree.
you're defending this movie so bad.
Because you hate it so much, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, it's not that bad.
Just agree with me. Agree that the whole
I haven't
the
agreed
sorcerer's
a lot. I've
being
agreed a
here
lot.
is stupid.
I'm literally about to say that I agree. Why can't you let me finish my sentence? Oh my god. Demi.
Her only purpose is to save Maurice, and that's why she's here. So
Okay.
she saves him, and Maurice heads back to the town and is like, Gaston did this to me. And Gaston's like, no, Maurice is obviously delusional, and convinces people, the townsfolk, to send Maurice to the local asylum. Then we jump back to the Belle and the Beast. So it's the ballroom scene. Basically, the Beast invited Belle to dance with him, like just the two of them in the ballroom. And he's, like you said, he's like very nervous and he wants to impress her. And so they're trying to style him and make him look good. And then we see Belle and she looks, I'm like,
This is the thing. Ready? I'm going to tell you some
crime.
information. Let me tell you some information about this dress. It took over 12,000.
I think I might know it, but yeah, go ahead.
It took over 12,000 designer hours to complete. It used 3,000 feet of thread, 180 feet of fabric, and had 2,100, almost 2,200 Swarovski crystals on it.
Where was it?
I know, dude.
Where was
I
it
know.
on this dress?
That's the thing. The dress, you look at it, it looks like a cheap prom dress that you could
so
get
bad.
for $150 at David's Bridal.
It's
like,
so
It's really
so
disappointing.
bad.
It's really disappointing. Like, her final dress at the end of the movie is better
Yeah, I
than
agree.
this.
I agree. To take the easily the best dress
Yeah.
in Disney princess
Mhm.
history and turn it into this
Yeah.
is criminal. And I heard somewhere, I don't know if it's accurate, but I know Emma felt weird about wearing
Corsets.
something so tight. Yeah,
Yeah.
like Lily James wore in Cinderella. And I was like, get a fucking grip, Emma. Like,
No, so basically.
how about you just grow up?
Yeah, so basically Emma was like, I'm not wearing corsets because, like, she's a modern woman and it was all about feminism and whatever. And I'm like, you know what? I have to say, okay, hot take, right?
Yeah.
Hot take. I'm all about feminism, whatever. But there's an extent where you're like, it's a movie and it's based in a time period where you are literally having the men wear white face makeup and hot pink blush. And you're going to tell me that there's a woman who's not going to wear a corset?
Yeah, and wasn't everyone wearing a corset?
Yeah.
Like that fashion era?
Yes, they were all wearing. It's like, why is this the line being drawn? And why are we modernizing her dress? Like, why are we taking her into the 21st century with this? Let it be
Yes.
an old style. Let it, like, go hard with it. And it's like, that's where I have a problem because it's like, there's such a stranglehold on having it be like modern and feminist and whatever, where you're actually like kind of taking away from that by like ruining.
Yeah, Belle's already feminist as shit. All right,
Yeah.
she doesn't need to wear this fucking dress that is like modern and feminist. And it's like, it's not. It's literally like, it's a gown, first of all. And second of all, the wardrobe dressed her. Why would a wardrobe from that era be like, this is it? Like, no, she would probably style her in a way that's more similar. Can you imagine if we had like that like century French type of
Dude, it would have been stunning.
rendition of
It could have been so good. And that's
Like
also,
a massive, like, oh,
oh my God, I
I would
know.
have gone crazy. I
I
would have
know.
gone crazy.
And that's also where it's like, you know what? They could have even had a dress without a corset that still was bomb.
Yeah.
Because you could have done like a big, huge ball gown dress without a corset and it would
Yeah.
work. It's honestly, it was horrible. And like the Swarovski crystals on it were like so small and inconsistent. Like it basically didn't matter. You didn't like see them.
Like, you're gonna show me that dress after the live action Cinderella dress?
Right. The live action
That is a
Cinderella dress
masterpiece.
was literally like, I cut off my left arm so I can wear it for a day. Like,
That dress
it was stunning.
is incredible.
Like, this dress was not it. And I feel like they were trying to do something and they didn't.
No, yeah, you're right. And it wasn't just the dress. Emma or Belle was wearing this like awful tree necklace.
Oh my God. I know.
And then
It was so ugly.
Her hair was like so flat. I'm like, there's no barely any makeup, like nothing. And I was like, ma'am, you're going to like a ball.
Right.
Like, what? There's like giving
This
nothing.
is the
It's
thing.
giving
It's
nothing.
like, it's almost like they were trying for the trope of wearing sneakers with a dress.
Yeah, I could have sworn she was. She probably
I know,
was.
She probably
She
was.
probably was.
She could have lifted that dress and shown Converse, and I wouldn't have been surprised.
It's definitely like I already have my deleted scene, but like this scene was honestly like really
Yeah.
disappointing. Like it's easily the best scene.
Yeah.
It's one of the most iconic Disney scenes
Yeah.
in history, and you're just gonna like do this?
Yeah, in the movie, like in the animated movie, when she comes out in that dress, it's like, oh my God, jaw dropping. This is amazing, blah, blah, blah. And like, it's on the cover of the movie. It's like what you
Yeah.
think of when you think of Beauty and the Beast. And in this one, it's like her peasant dress was better.
Oh yeah. For some reason, like Emma looked so bad in this
Yeah.
scene. I wonder if the yellow was washing her out, but I was
Maybe.
like, she looks so much better in the beginning of the movie with her little dress and a little hair up. And then in this scene, she looked like 12.
Yeah.
I was like, why does she look so bad here?
Yeah.
Like, who is this woman? This
Yeah.
isn't Emma.
It was a real bummer.
So anyway, God, okay. So they're dancing. It's romantic. They're having a good time. Mrs. Potts is singing Beauty and the Beast. And after the dance, the Beast is like, this is like really cool. And Belle's like, yeah, I like it. But like, you know,
Right.
I am like not free. Which is fair,
Yeah,
girl. You know,
yeah.
speak your truth.
Yeah.
And then he decides to show her this magic mirror he has. And he's like, you can see anything you want from this. And so she, of course, goes to see her father,
Yeah.
sees her father getting thrown into an asylum fucking truck. And she's
Yeah.
like, oh no, he's in trouble. And so the Beast is like, all right, you have to go to him. You know, I free you.
Yeah.
And Belle is like, thank you so much. And leaves. And then everyone's like, oh no, what happened? Why would you free her? And he's like, because I love her. And it's like, yeah. He's learned to love. So, and then this is the one new thing in this movie where I was like, this slapped. I wish this was an animated. The song Evermore is
Mhm.
so
Oh
good.
my God, it's really good.
It's so good. And I was like, God, I wish this was in the animated series.
Yeah.
And I do, Dan Stevens did pretty good with this, but the Josh Groban version of this is like really good.
Yeah, I bet.
And so, yeah, he's just thinking about how he loves her, he's seeing her go and all this
Yeah.
stuff, and she's changed him.
Yeah.
And it's just like a really good song. It's really good. We're back in town. Maurice is in this asylum truck, and Belle rides in her dress and is like, wait, my father. Gaston's like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, your dad said you were captured by a beast. And she's like, well, I was. And shows the beast on the
Yeah.
mirror. And they're all freaking out. Gaston's like,
Mhm.
we can't have this monster living there. And she's like, no, he's like really nice though. And I'm like, girl, why would you like
Right.
encourage this scary beast and then be like, actually, he's
Right.
like really cool.
And then it's also, if I was her dad, I'd be like, bro, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking
I think
about?
he was gonna eat me. Yeah. So obviously, you know, it's gonna be very hard to try and talk good about the
Mhm.
beast. And so Gaston's like, we have to kill the beast, and sings the song. They end up throwing Belle into the fucking loony bin
Yeah.
truck too. So they're marching over. The objects can see that a crowd of people are
Mhm.
coming, and they're like, we have to stand up and
Yeah.
protect the castle. And the beast is in a depressed mood because obviously he's not doing nothing. So all the objects are like in battle mode, and so
And the
people
beast
walk
is
in.
just like, just kill me.
It's like, all right, bro, like sad boy. But
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I would be sad too. If I was that
Yeah.
close
Yeah.
and I lost her, I'd be like, well, you know, this is it. Just
Yeah.
kill me. So they're all fighting, and it's just like chaos, literally chaos. Gaston is in there, but he's looking for the beast specifically. So he's skipping all this chaos downstairs, and he finds the beast, and they start fighting. But the beast is like not really fighting back. He's just kind of like, whatever, kill me. And so there's just a little spiff is happening, and then Belle shows up, and she calls out to the beast, and the beast's like, Belle. And he's like, he has this energy back. And so he's fighting Gaston back to get to Belle. And it's like really cute. And then Gaston shoots Beast in the back.
Yeah.
And Belle's like, no. And then Gaston falls to the bridge, crumbles, and he falls to his death. Bye, bitch. No one will miss you. You were fine, but you were such an asshole.
Yeah.
So then the Beast is dying. And he's like, at least I got to see you one more time. And Belle's like, no, you're not dying. It's okay. You're fine. I'm here now.
Yeah.
And then Agatha, in ugly form, shows up, and she's like waiting on the pedal to drop.
Yeah.
And then the Beast is dead. The pedal drops, and Belle's like, no, I love you. And Brett thinks it's too late. I'm like, have some sympathy.
Right.
All right. Belle realized she loved the Beast after he died, so it's fine.
Right.
So then the Beast starts transforming, and I think it's so funny. It's really the same as the animated, right? I feel like the Beast turns into this man who doesn't look like what the Beast would have looked like. I think it's like the main issue, right?
Dude, this was the biggest letdown in the whole movie, where it's like the yellow dress sucked, but like the transformation, I was like,
as Belle, like in Beast form, he was like tall, thick, hairy. And then we get small, thin, not hairy.
No.
And I definitely would have been like,
downgrade. It's a downgrade. They should have. This is like, the thing is, I don't care if it's a step away from the animated movie. He should have been like a lumberjack man that transformed back. Like, that's the only way where it would have been acceptable.
Like, in the animated, I think he also looked too different than what
he was still too much of a pretty boy in the animated one.
Yeah, but he was big. Like, he was tall and big. So it's like, all right, at least that, like, kind of. But I think it's like that whole, like, I don't know, even Belle's face was like, in the animated was like, who are you? You're not this, like, hairy beast man.
I would rather be with the beast man. Right.
Yeah.
Like,
bring him back.
That's where I'm like, the Beast was hotter. I'm sorry to Dan Evans. You're an attractive man, but I like him big and hairy, I guess. I want
the Beast is hotter in both renditions. Put a poll up. I'm telling you. I think too, part of it is like he was a beast like 90% of the movie. Yeah. So I think we grew to like really like him and like Belle, you know, really like him. And then once he turns human, it's like, he looks a little too different.
It's too much of a break from who he was. I do think I don't know. See, it's just so hard because now we're just so convoluted in this. I probably
give the animated one another watch.
I'm going to. I was gonna watch it before we recorded today, but I didn't have the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure that I found Beast hotter as in like an animation before he turned into the prince. Like, I feel very confident that that's likely the case, but I've just been
not hotter than the live action Beast.
Live action Beast is hotter than animated Beast, and I think that you have to agree with me because you thought that he was
I'll be honest, I don't like the way they did his face. I don't know if it's like the CG. It could be the CGI. I just like don't like how his face looks. I just don't, and I prefer the animated look.
Yeah, you like the big brow with the tusks.
Yeah, he's literally a monster. But it could also be that, like, I just liked that Beast more, like his personality and everything. I wasn't a fan of like how he was done in the live action, and I just wasn't feeling this Beast. But
well, this Beast looked more human, so I think that's probably why I found him hotter than the animated version. But either way, like, I will say the prince doesn't hold a candle to him.
Yeah, I guess it's just something they have to do, right? You know, Even
Yeah.
in the animated, it's like, well, everyone's disappointed by Human Prince, so
Right.
gotta keep that going. Poor Dan.
I know this man.
So, but like I said, he's not a bad looking guy. It's just like
No.
he really is so different
Yeah.
from his beast form.
Yeah.
Like it's really night and day. So yeah, so he turns human. Belle's like, ooh, hello. And they kiss. Everyone's turning back to their human forms and everyone's like happy. Also, something I forgot to mention, the enchantress put something on the villagers so they forget
Mm.
about what happened because they had partners and family who worked at the castle. They didn't remember. And so once the curse was broken, all the villagers that were fighting their
Yeah.
family were like,
Yeah.
oh my god, so Cogsworth has a wife that he hates.
Yeah.
Love that trope.
Why is that always a trope?
Mrs. Potts has a lovely husband and they find each other again. So
Yeah.
like that's like something that they also changed, which I was like fine with. I
Yeah.
think it makes sense that they added that. And then it ends with a nice happy ball and Belle is wearing this really pretty, I think it's their wedding. I don't know if it's her, they call it her wedding dress. I don't know if it's actually her wedding dress,
Right.
but it's really pretty and they're all dancing and she's like, how do you feel about growing a beard? And he growls at her and my pussy dried.
Dude,
I was
that-
like so
No, it's
So
no,
foul.
it was so gross when he growled, and it was clearly didn't come from him.
yeah, it was like a
So
legit animal growl.
yeah, I hate it. I hate it.
Oh, yeah. And they end it with that, and then we get like nice title cards of all the actors because we only saw them in their human form for like
Yeah, for
5
a
minutes total.
second,
So
yeah.
that's the movie. I have a fun little personal fact about Beauty and the Beast. And when I had a special edition version of the DVD when I was younger,
Yeah.
I don't remember how old. I think I was like 13, maybe 14 or somewhere around there. There was a quiz on there and to see what character you were. And of course I was like, well, I want to be Belle, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess which character I got?
Oh, okay, so was it from? It was from Beauty and the Beast.
It was animated Beauty and the
Okay.
Beast, yeah.
And who did you get picked as?
Yeah.
Okay. Who do I think you would have gotten? I don't think you got Belle because, of course, everyone wants Belle. It's like trying, like, which Harry Potter
Yeah.
house are you, and everyone's Gryffindor.
Right.
Not Gaston. I don't think. Was it Gaston? I was like, Cogsworth.
It was not Cogsworth.
No, it was the wardrobe.
No.
What was it?
The Feather Duster. Whose
Oh,
only role in the movie is to make out with Lumiere.
yeah.
And I was like, I was so upset with
Oh
getting
My
her.
God.
And I told Brett about it, and he's like, she's not even like a character. And I'm like,
Right.
she like is, but she's literally her only role is just to be this
sexy. Yeah.
sexy object.
Yeah.
And I was like so upset when I
Yeah,
got her.
That's disappointing.
So now every time I see this movie, I just think about that and I'm like, oh my god, they really think I'm just this like
Yeah.
sexy fucking feather duster woman.
Well,
I mean, she's
you
hot,
need to
but
retake it. Retake it
I
as
know.
an adult.
I feel like my parents might have the DVD.
Yeah. It
I'll
has to
have
be
to retake
online
it.
somewhere.
Yeah, I like trying to remember her details because I'm like, how did they get enough information to like put her personality
Right.
in? And I think it was like something where she was like fun and charismatic, like something like that. And I'm like, I couldn't even get Lumiere. Like I got
Yeah.
Plumette.
Yeah.
But
I'm
anyway,
sorry.
sorry to Plumette, the actress for her in this movie
Yeah.
is stunning. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, I'm not offended anymore.
Yeah. Which, by the way, this is insane that in 2017, this is only the second interracial kiss in a live action Disney film.
What's the first one, Little Mermaid?
The first one, no.
Yeah.
So, animated wise, technically the first one would be Pocahontas because it's between
Right.
Pocahontas and John Smith.
Yeah.
But live action, the very first was The Descendants 2 in 2017.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, which was the same year.
Oh my God.
2017 was the first time. That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
And they had two. So they had it between Madame de Garderobe and Cadenza
Right.
and Plumette and Lumiere.
That's
So
right.
it's
Yeah.
the second and third interracial kiss live action.
Wow, look at you, Disney. You've gone so far. And I guess the Little Mermaid, I guess, would be the first main character live action interracial
I guess so. I guess so.
couple,
I haven't watched the live
perhaps.
action Little Mermaid. I didn't hear great things.
It's one of my favorite
Is
ones.
it? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, from this review, I'm not a fan of the live action ones,
Hmm.
but
Okay.
I really like that one. There's only like one thing that I've disliked about it,
Okay.
big thing, but other than that, I thought Haley did a great job as Ariel. I loved Eric. I thought their relationship was done way
Mhm.
better than in the animated, and I
Okay.
love the animated movie. So
Okay. I'll
I
have
think
to
it's worth a
it.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably was at the time when there was so much controversy, and I don't know. I guess I just didn't.
Jungle Book, Little Mermaid was good. This one I don't think is awful. I really don't. I know I like shit on it,
Yeah.
but like it really isn't awful compared to some of the other
Yeah.
fucking
I mean,
stuff they've
Cinderella
done.
was good.
Cinderella was good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I didn't like about Cinderella is not that I didn't like, but I wish they had singing in it.
Yeah, I know.
Lily James can sing, so I don't know why they didn't
I know.
incorporate
And they
that, but
originally didn't want Beauty and the Beast to be a musical. And they were like, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah,
the director was like, this has to be a musical, basically.
right. Yeah, absolutely. So it's Disney. Like you have to. Anyway, yeah.
Cool.
Anyway,
And-
let's see what we got here. Most memorable Gaston song. Okay. Main characters. I said other, but I think mostly Smash. You know, Belle's hot.
yeah.
She's fine. Yeah, she's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And then Beast, he's human enough to
Yeah.
try things in beast form. I don't know about human form. Sorry. Maybe, you know, change
Dan
of heart.
Evans
He's like a
sheds
kinder.
tear.
If he's if he grows a beard, maybe.
I mean, she does make that joke in the movie, so.
Yeah, yeah. So side character, Lumiere. Yeah.
Yeah, Ewan can
Smash.
get it, so.
Okay. Fall in Love. I put it pretty low. I put a 4.
Mm,
I think I would have been really like off put by the Beast
yeah.
very quickly, and I think I honestly would have left after
Yeah.
bringing him back. I don't think I would have stayed, especially if like he was hurt enough to like not come get me. I guess he could have maybe hunt her down, but I just like don't know if I would have been there long enough.
Mm-hmm.
And in the movie, the live action, I think that she's only there for like
Yeah.
a few weeks.
Yeah.
Whereas in the animated, she's there for a few months, and I
Yeah.
think it would take me a few months to kind of feel something. But even then, it's like you're still a prisoner.
Yeah, there's no matter what, you have the Stockholm situation going on where it's.
Yeah. Like I think I could like be friendly with him and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's like really nice." And
Yeah.
you know, he's just has this
Yeah.
curse on him but he can be kind and all this stuff. I'm having fun. But yeah, falling in love I think would have been a little too much. But recommend maybe,
Yeah.
you know, I think if you really like Disney,
Yeah.
sure, but like the general public, I would recommend the animated over this, but
Yeah.
if I had to recommend
A
any of their live
action.
actions, I'd probably include this one
Yeah.
maybe in there and be like, you know, there's
Okay.
some good stuff in there.
Okay.
So Hearts, I did give it a.
Wait.
I'm not gonna tell you. What are you gonna give it?
4.25.
Ooh, that's really
I
high.
know.
It's a little too high.
I knew it was gonna be too high for you, but that's fine. I do think that there are things wrong with it. I don't think it's the best live action ever, but I had
Yeah.
fun with it. I thought it was an enjoyable watch.
Okay, yeah.
Go
I gave it a 3.
Okay.
Like I said, it's fine.
Mhm.
It's literally fine. There are like moments I really like,
Yeah.
but most of the moments I don't like. And there are some moments that I hate.
Yeah.
So it's a 3.
I know
It's not
you're
garbage,
very
but
passionate about what you feel, and I feel like
especially
sometimes
this one.
when I'm met with passion and I feel like okay, I like this thing, I'm suddenly like I will die on this hill, and so we got a little heated. I'm sorry. I forgot who I was for a little while in there.
Yeah, you were defending this movie a little
I
too
know,
much, I
a
think.
lot. Well, I don't know about too much, but I do feel like I was feeling a little strongly in part because
Yeah.
of how much you disliked some things.
Just- It's like stressing me out. Yeah,
Yeah.
egging me on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it is. The animated is, I've seen it 200
It's
billion
so
thousand
good.
times,
I mean, it's
and
a
it's
great
so good.
movie. It's
Yeah,
one
and
of
it's,
the best, if not the
yeah,
best.
Beauty and the Beast is probably top three
Yeah.
Disney animated for me. So it's just very good, and
Yeah.
so there were a lot of things I wish they didn't do,
Yeah,
but
that's fair. Listen,
it's
I do think it could have
fine.
been done better.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to like, you could watch this, or you can watch a better original version of
Yeah.
it, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I think that's like with almost every live action, that's the feeling, and
Yeah.
I feel like that's really awful because it's like, why are you still making live action then?
Yeah, is
Yeah,
because they think that they need to show kids this feminist
right, to
adaptation.
fix their princesses when they didn't
Yes.
need fixing.
Right.
So,
Right. That's really
yeah.
what it comes down to. Just to go back to the Beast, Ryan Gosling was offered the role of Beast at first, but he turned it down to be in La La Land. And
Okay.
ironically, Emma Watson was offered the role in La La Land, but turned it down to be Belle. So very
Interesting.
could have been two very different movies.
What?
I know.
I'm just thinking like for La La Land, because even oh my God, I'm
Emma
blanking on her
Stone.
name. Emma Stone, like really, her singing wasn't bad, but her dancing was pretty bad.
I don't know. I hate
Um,
La La Land. I'm like I am a little controversial in my opinions on La La Land.
Interesting choices. I don't think I would have liked Ryan Gosling as the
No.
Beast.
Mm-mm.
I think
No.
Dan might have been a better choice for that. I
Yeah.
love Ryan, but like,
No, it still
yeah.
wouldn't have been. It still would have been weird. And I don't want
Hmm.
to dislike Ryan in any way. You know what I mean? Like it's easier to dislike Dan.
No, yeah, no, we love Ryan.
When
Anyway,
auditioning, auditioners had to sing Hakuna Matata, which is an unhinged choice. I'm like, what? That does not
it
feel
is.
like a really good
No,
to.
gauge skill
No,
level.
I'm like, yeah, no
Anyone can sing
wonder.
Hakuna
Yeah, no
Matata.
wonder they hired Emma Watson. Come on, she sang Hakuna
Whatever.
Matata. So the Gaston Tavern song included verses that were cut from the 1991. So they were originally written in 1991. They just didn't
Okay.
put it in there. And there are 3 new songs in this movie, including Evermore, which you liked, Days in the Sun, which I didn't care about, and
It
then
was fine. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
How
fine.
Does a Moment Last Forever, which
That was the bad one. Yeah,
yeah,
that was
it was
poopy,
didn't need
poopy
it.
song.
No. The town Belle is in, Villeneuve, is named after the original author of the 1740 Beauty and the Beast fairy tale. So I thought that was cute. The movie draws from other versions, so it has some elements from the 91 animation, some from the
Mhm.
musical, and some from older fairy tales. And then my last interesting fact is that LeFou is considered the first gay character in Disney, which is very controversial because he wasn't written to be that way. And Josh Gad wrote in his autobiography, he was like, this moment at the end where he's dancing with a man was such this minor throwaway moment. And he was like, this is not the representation that the LGBTQ community deserves. He was like, if I was gay, I'd be pissed off by this being the first representation. And he said that like it's really just like this idea that there's this sexual tension between him and Gaston is ridiculous because he played it to be like, oh, he looks up to Gaston, he has an emotional connection with Gaston, he sees him as a friend, not that he's in love with Gaston. And so really what happened is people saw the possibility for this character being gay. They got very excited about it and they ran with it and it became this whole thing. And Gad was like, listen, if like I was gonna play this character as gay, I would have gone full hog. Like I would have gone and done it harder. Let's do more. Let's make it more obvious.
Yeah.
Let's make it more of like a representation instead of it being this toss away small moment. So
Yeah, there is one scene that could have maybe hinted, but it was when Gaston was like, "How come you like never
yeah,
had a woman or never been with a woman or something like that? Don't have a woman." And he was just like, "Oh, people say I'm clingy," something like that. And
Right.
and I feel like that line also kind of maybe hinted at something, but like
maybe.
it's when that first came out, I remember like it was such a like big meme about it, and they were like saying after that like every character was Disney's first gay character.
Yeah.
And it's just like so stupid. Cause yeah, it was like for him to be
Yeah.
the first officially gay, it's like where what
Yeah, that's the
there was
bummer.
nothing.
It's not much of a representation.
Yeah, because it is a thing where like it doesn't seem like I mean, I guess you can maybe see it that LeFou
Yeah.
was in love with Gaston, maybe, but also you could easily see it as him just being a
Yeah.
friend of
Like
Gaston.
ride or die kind of.
Admired him, yeah, because
Yeah.
that's LeFou always just admired Gaston because
Yeah.
Gaston is like the coolest guy ever. So of
Yeah.
course you're gonna admire him. But yeah, it's really like okay,
Yeah.
it's so stupid. Disney
Yeah,
stores.
I know. They suck, and clearly they don't have representation. Like the fact that it took
Yeah.
to 2017 to be able to say either of these things, either the second, first of all, just in general for 2017 to be the first year that they have an interracial kiss and the first year that they have a quote unquote gay character, like get fucked.
Yeah, don't claim a character as
No.
the first gay character if you're not gonna
No.
openly show that. Because at that point,
Yeah.
any character can be gay if they're not openly showing what
Yeah.
they're interested in. You know?
What was it? What would you say time of death of Disney was? Was it the late 90s? Was that when they really killed it, or was it later?
No.
No, maybe it was later
Um,
because we got Princess and the Frog out of them.
Yeah, it was definitely later. It's when they really started to fuck with Pixar, I think, is when they started to really go down. So
Yeah.
I want to say like maybe 2010s and up,
Yeah.
like, you know, that type of era when they started to do like live action. Because the first live action Jungle Book was really, really good.
Yeah.
And I think they were still like in the game. And then they got lazy
And money hungry. It feels like everything's just been money hungry ever since.
Yeah, because there have been great Disney, you know, Wreck-It Ralph, I think is great.
Yeah.
Princess and the Frog is great. Like there have been really good Disney movies, but
Yeah.
they're just like you said, they've just gotten lazy. Now they just want to do sequels and live
Yeah.
actions, and
Mhm.
it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
All they care about is bringing in the big bucks, and it's like, okay.
yeah, love that, love
Yeah.
that for them. But anyway, okay, so for next episode, we are going
Episode
to
100!
no, we're gonna do something different. We've been collecting movies that we consider to be both horror and romance. And so we're going to do an episode of both of us reviewing one movie that's considered both.
Mhm.
And do you want to announce what movie that's going to
The
be?
movie
Megan?
is going to be The Mummy with Brendan Fraser and 1999. I haven't seen it yet, so this is going to be new for me. Demi has seen it.
Of course, yeah. That's another movie that's
Yeah.
ingrained in me.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm really excited to watch it. I think it'll be a really fun watch. It's going to be good.
yeah. I'm going to say now that if you end up not liking it, you just lie. Say that you loved it because I refuse to hear anything negative
I
about
feel
this
like
movie.
I'm gonna enjoy it. It's got Brendan Fraser, like that sweet
Yeah.
man, and it's got like so much cool aspects. There's like the Indiana Jones explorer aspect. There's the ancient Egypt aspect. I feel like it's got all the right ingredients. And
Mhm.
how bad can you mess up?
The answer is you don't mess up
Yeah.
because this movie's perfect.
So I feel like it's gonna be a good watch. I'm very, very excited to finally watch it.
Yes. I'm so excited for
Yeah,
you.
thank
So
you.
that's what we're going to be doing next episode. And so we can give a summary and where to watch.
Yeah,
if you don't
you go ahead and
know.
give the summary because I don't know much except from what I've literally already shared.
Okay. So basically, oh God, how do I explain? The base of it is that this team of archaeologists and its Americans and British team up to explore this tomb that Brendan Fraser's character had found out, ends up bringing to life this mummified man who plans on destroying the world. And that's the gist of it. There's so much more to this movie, but like that is the gist of it. They release this guy
Cool.
out into the world and have to deal with it. So
Cool. Apparently, you're able to watch it for the next 8 days, which when this comes out will be much less. But for the next 8 days on Prime, and then it's going to be leaving.
So
All right.
next time we have The Mummy.
The Mummy. Thanks for listening to How Do You Watch This. You can find us on Instagram at How Do You Watch This and TikTok at How Do You Watch, or email us at howdoyouwatchthis@gmail.com. If you like the show, support us by giving us a review or recommend to a friend. And as of recently, Demi has been uploading our videos to YouTube. So we're on another streaming platform. What?
And you can watch these videos on Spotify if you're listening on Spotify.
As well. Interesting. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Shows
All
what
right,
I know.
everyone.
All right, thanks. Bye.